All right, welcome back to this week's market preview. So quickly run through what happened last week and then dive into what to expect for the week. All right, so last week we had a situation where our swing short was initially inconclusive, but then it broke to the upside and we were looking for opportunities to sell. Also, our fractal OF was also bearish on the USD and volume trend was also bearish. So we're actually looking for price to run above this fractal high that was created on Monday and then give us reasons to sell. All right, so we're also looking at our intraday fractal OF and we're also expecting reasons to sell. Now, let me go to the USD basket. So the USD basket, USD futures, so I can explain something. All right, so we're somewhere, I think here, and we're expecting that the high they had created here will be the high of the week, and then we'll get reasons to sell following this. And then I mentioned the fact that this fractal high, was too far away, and that if they were going to change the OF, the order flow, that they will need to create a fractal high within this period and then come down and then go back up later in the week to go close above it. All right, so I was right on that front, but wrong on what to expect within the week. Right, so they actually continued to push up, and unfortunately, we took some losses on both EU and GU. Right, so it would usually happen, especially when you're in the process of changing the order flow, and that is why you have your stop loss to always protect you for times like that when you get it wrong. All right, so again, one of the other things that actually surprised me from last week was the fact that I was expecting a ton of volatility of the news that we had, but it didn't really materialize as I thought, and it was really a sluggish week, which is sort of expected. That was the part I actually missed out coming into both NFP and the interest rate decision. Maybe market participants were not willing to take a whole lot of risk and or what have you. All right, but looking into this week, what do we have for the week? So let's start with uh, our swing shorts. On swing shorts, we are clearly bullish for the week, right? Price closed the previous week above, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then we had what we call a bullish close. So we were bullish, right? We are bullish for the week. So off swing short, we'll be expecting price to come down all the way here. I doubt if it will happen, but you never can say. All right, and then give us a reason to continue to buy. All right, so let's dive into our fractal OF. All right, so we had this fractal high that was created on Wednesday, and yesterday, Monday, price came and closed above it. Right, price closed above that level. So our fractal OF has actually turned bullish. I actually delayed this video and to see how that will close. So our fractal OF had turned bullish as well. So we're bullish of the fractal OF, we're bullish of the swing shorts as well. However, for now, volume trend remains bearish. So that will give us an opportunity to sell if other conditions, because when it comes to the volume trend, the other things we look out for as conferences before taking the trade. So if all those other conferences are met, then price pushes up to go take out this high while the volume trend remains bearish, then we'll be looking for opportunities to sell as well. But of the two main models that I've exemplified here for free, the fractal OF and the swing short, we are now bullish. All right, so what we'll be expecting is the same thing we're expecting on the swing short. We're expecting price to come take out this fractal low and then give us a weekly buy model, right? Fall into a weekly buy model. However, if we go to EU, right? So EU had been the fractal OF on the daily. There's a fractal trend on the daily, had been bullish, even though the H4 changed on Tuesday, right? However, we see from what happened yesterday, it has actually turned bearish. So the fractal trend now on the daily is bearish. On H4 as well, this was the last fractal that we broke through, right? So we are also bearish on the 4 hours. Remember, whenever we have a fractal trend on both H4 and daily aligning, then we have the opportunity to take daily trades, all right, our intraday trades, where we look at the Asian highs and the Asian lows to be swept, and then want to trade in the opposite direction. So in this particular case, we are bearish on the 4 hours and we are bearish on the daily. So we'll simply be looking for price to push up above. This is your Asian high at the moment. That is your Asian high. So we'll be waiting for price to push up, take it out, and then we'll begin to look for opportunities to sell on the lower time frame. So that's it basically for the week. I'm expecting that volume will eventually come to line up with what has happened, except if there's another move planned by the market makers or what have you. All right, so but that's what I'll be expecting now. With regards to news, we have two very important news this week. The first one is coming up on Wednesday, which is the FOMC, the Federal Reserve interest rates decision. And markets generally wouldn't expect any changes. We expect them to hold interest rates steady, but market participants are going to be looking closely at what Jerome Powell, that's the chairman of the Federal Reserve, will be saying, for clues as to the fact that the market is expecting or fully pricing in a rate cut by September. So they'll be looking to him to confirm that, whether directly or indirectly. So any deviation from that expectation could actually create a huge demand for the USD. So if Jerome Powell remains non-committal, it could strengthen the USD, or if he in any way seems hawkish, that is, shows that we might not be cutting interest rates in September and or what have you, then USD is likely going to rally. All right, the other things to expect is we expect inflation data from Germany and the Eurozone the early parts of the week. That's basically Tuesday, Wednesday as well. So that is something to keep an eye out for. And of course, on Friday, we'll be having the big one, NFP, non-farm payrolls. So market participants are going to be keeping an eye on that, because remember, the Federal Reserve has said that the things they'll be watching out for are inflation coming down, right? A sustained decline in inflation, as well as a softening in the labor markets. So those two things are the two issues that the Federal Reserve are going to be watching out for. So if we begin to see softening in the labor markets, then that might be another reason for the Federal Reserve to cut. So strong NFP is going to lead to very strong USD, and vice versa. A very weak or a weak NFP will likely play into the market sentiments that the USD would remain weaker. All right. So have a lovely trading week.